Welcome back to the channel Coin Master Hunters, history lovers, and treasure seekers. If you've got some old pennies lying around, don't go spending them just yet, because today, we're diving into one of the most mysterious and valuable modern coins in your pocket change, the 1988 ultra-rare Lincoln cent. This little copper beauty could be worth not just a cent but as much as $442 or even more. Stick around as we reveal what makes this coin so special, its incredible history, and how you can spot one in your own collection. Let's take a step back into the year 1988. Ronald Reagan had just left office. The Cold War was coming to an end. CDs were replacing cassette tapes. And in the world of coin collecting, a tiny anomaly was quietly being stamped into circulation by the United States Mint that would later drive collectors wild. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, had already gone through several transformations by 1988. It bore the iconic bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse front side designed by Victor David Brenner, A. Today we are going to talk about the 1-cent Lincoln penny from the year 2003. At first glance it might look like just another small copper-coated coin in your pocket, but the story and the hidden value behind this penny will absolutely amaze you. Some of these coins have shocked collectors in auctions, with prices soaring into the hundreds of dollars and in some cases even more. Right now, the 2003 Lincoln penny in rare conditions is known to reach a market value of around $442 and beyond, which is truly incredible for something most people think of as pocket change. The 2003 penny was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in the United States. With hundreds of millions of coins produced, you may wonder why this little penny can command such a high price. The answer lies in its history, its design, its minting quality, and of course in the mistakes and varieties that make some examples much rarer than others. When you hold a 2003 Lincoln penny in your hand, you are not just looking at a small coin, you are looking at the continuation of one of America's longest-running coin series. The Lincoln cent was first introduced back in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of the birth of President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected figures in American history. The obverse side of the penny features the famous profile of Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. That same portrait has appeared on the coin for more than a century, making it the longest-running coin design in United States history. By 2003, the Lincoln penny had already cemented itself as a cultural icon, something every American knew well, yet collectors were constantly searching for special variations that could elevate the humble 1-cent piece into something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The 2003 Lincoln penny was struck in copper-plated zinc, a composition that had been used since 1982 after the mint stopped using solid bronze. Each coin weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters, with a plain edge. But the real magic of these coins lies in the details. The D mint mark just beneath the date on the obverse tells us it was made in Denver. Collectors carefully study the strike, the luster, the surfaces, and even the tiniest imperfections. And it is those imperfections, the minting errors and die varieties, that can transform a single penny from being worth only face value into being worth hundreds of dollars. Some 2003 pennies show doubling on the lettering or on Lincoln's profile, which is known as a double die variety. Others may show repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, or other unusual minting flaws. These are the coins that collectors crave. Because mistakes at the mint are rare and random, they create scarcity. And scarcity in the world of coin collecting always translates into value. Imagine pulling a penny from your change jar, only to realize it has a dramatic doubling visible on the word Liberty, or on the date 2003. That small discovery could mean you are holding a coin worth hundreds of dollars. Another factor that drives value is the condition of the coin. Coins that have never been in circulation, known as mint state coins, are the most desirable. Grading services assign numerical grades to coins, ranging from poor at the bottom to perfect mint state 70 at the very top. A 2003 Lincoln penny graded mint state 67 or higher can bring huge premiums, especially if it is free of spots, scratches, or wear. Even though millions were minted, only a very tiny fraction survive in such pristine condition, and that scarcity makes collectors willing to pay $400 or more for just one example. The market for modern Lincoln cents has been heating up in recent years. Collectors who used to focus only on older coins are now recognizing the rarity of certain high-grade and rarer modern pennies. That is why the 2003 D penny has gained so much attention. Auction records prove this, with some examples selling for hundreds of dollars under intense bidding. Dealers, collectors, and coin enthusiasts are constantly on the lookout for these special pennies. So the big question is, how can you find one of these valuable 2003 D Lincoln pennies? The answer is surprisingly simple. Start by checking your pocket change, coin jars, or old rolls of pennies you may have stored away. Use a magnifying glass or even a smartphone camera to carefully examine the details. Look for doubling, mint mark oddities, or any unusual striking errors. And if you find a coin that looks flawless, with sharp details and brilliant luster, consider submitting it to a professional grading service. A simple penny that costs 1 cent could turn into hundreds of dollars if it comes back with a high grade or an identified error. Remember that coin collecting is not just about money, it is about history, art, and the thrill of the hunt. Every coin tells a story, and the 2003 D Lincoln penny is no exception. It connects us to over a century of tradition, to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, and to the fascinating world of American coinage. Whether you are a beginner collector or an experienced numismatist, keeping an eye out for these pennies is always worth your time. So the next time you come across a simple penny dated 2003 with a D mint mark, do not ignore it. Hold it up to the light, study the details, and think about the possibility that it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Some people have discovered treasures hiding in their change without even knowing it. Who knows, you might be the next lucky person to find a 2003 D Lincoln penny worth $442 or even more. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the value and history of the 2003 D Lincoln penny, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more fascinating stories about coins that look ordinary but can be worth extraordinary amounts of money. Stay tuned, because you never know which coin in your pocket could change your life. Would you like me to make this script even longer with storytelling examples like a collector's discovery story, where someone finds the 2003 D penny in a coin jar and it turns into hundreds of dollars? That can stretch the video script a lot more while keeping it exciting.